Welcome to the e-bike noob. Just wanted to share some thoughts on the Ariel Rider X class. This is out of the first batch of them. So far it has been awesome. This bike's got a little over 1,000 miles on it. It's been super fun. Really can't complain about much. We'll go over everything here. But really just wanted to touch on a few things that I have not seen in other videos. So let's get going. All right, back with the 1,000-mile X class. I want to start off with the rear suspension. This is a coil spring. There's no, I've never opened it up. I just assume it's a coil spring. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but there's definitely no valve stems or anything on here. The brand is K-Speed. It says 261 and patented. There you go. That's what it says. Here's like your linkage under the seat. Here's your linkage on the rear triangle. 261 bolt springs. And a little warning label there. I did see a video where a gentleman said it's non-adjustable, but it is actually a little adjustable if you twist it here. Seems like you're tightening that spring, and it does make it a little stiffer. If I had a real short friend come over, I shouldn't say real short friend, but my girlfriend's a little bit shorter, so if you just loosen this up, it'll sit a little bit lower. So if you are shorter, just a little easier to get on. Does it work really well? I don't know, it's okay. It absorbs a bit of the bumps, and it's definitely better than a hardtail. Combined with the tires, yeah, if you let some of the air out of the tires, it's pretty comfy. We can talk about the front suspension here in a second. Just overall, got to point out, the overall comfort. It's a little hunched over. It's fun, really fun bike to ride. But if you ride more than, and I know this is probably going to seem like a lot, but more than like 2-3 hours, you can definitely feel it in your back. I know it's a long ride, but again, I have a couple of e-bikes and I like to go for long rides. Again, this bike's got a little over 1,000 miles on it. So just something to, be aware of. If you were thinking about putting higher handlebars on there, that was kind of originally my plan. You really have to get cable extensions. You'd have to get brake extensions, or just new hoses for your brake lines. So it would really turn into a big project. Maybe one day we can try that here on the e-bike noob, but for now, it's good enough. You can adjust the stem. I just tilted that up. Kind of adjust the handlebar so it's most comfortable, and really no regrets. We'll make our way over to the front side. Kind of a little cafe racer, motorcycle kind of style setup there. Inverted fork. Don't look at my license plate. I really don't care, go ahead. Yeah. And it's kind of same thing with the front side. The forks are okay. You don't get a ton of travel. Trust me, you don't get that entire distance of travel. You get, maybe a third of it. If you hit like near the halfway point, you'll hear a terrible clunking sound. You don't want that. There's the rear shock from the other side. Over onto the cockpit here. This is where the action happens. A lot of fun. Brakes feel great. If you've ever used the hydraulic brakes before, they're just really smooth, feel really nice. Here's the trip odometer, 1024. It's only like, the trip's been on the whole time pretty much. I think there's 1,027 total miles on there. Backside of it. The brake light actually works really well. Pretty bright, you can definitely see it. Yeah, really everything's just as advertised. I will say, if I had to have one complaint, I mean, I've maybe got a couple little ones, but the only problem so far has been the headlight. You notice the little hat on him is gone. I had to take the entire headlight assembly apart, which wasn't that bad, but just kind of annoying. Also, you can see from this angle, the seat does not stay super flush on there. The seat is, for one of these bikes, pretty awesome. My friend has a D-Class. He actually, him and his wife each have their own D-Class, and the seats look really good on those. Trust me, this seat is better than the D-Class. It's softer, it's squishier. It's still not as comfortable as anyone would like it to be. And it doesn't look all that great. Alright, sorry for the messy garage back there. Yes, there's another e-bike. We'll get to that another time. The other stuff, just don't even worry about it. Girlfriend's moving in. It's cool. Just, don't worry about it. We'll get to that other bike later. Right now we're looking at the X-Class. It's got a little over 1,000 miles on it. And it is awesome. Go get one, order one, wait for it. It's worth it. I'm trying to think what else we need to cover here. The brakes are great. I've changed those a couple of times. Really easy to do. They're hydraulic disc. You just change the pads in there. It takes 15 minutes to do both of them. Really great. Thanks for sticking around and watching the e-bike noob. Hope this was a little bit helpful. Don't worry, we got a couple minutes of footage here. I know it's crappy footage. This is basically just an iPhone strapped to my chest, riding through the mountain bike parts of the Chicagoland area, which if you've been to Chicago is not a mountain. So this is the best we got. And really this bike park is really kind of made for actual full suspension mountain bikes. I got a lot of weird looks out here, but I don't care. I was having a good time. And really the point of the footage is just to show you what this bike is, capable of in a pretty extreme circumstance. I see a lot of these videos and, people are just riding down the street and on sidewalks and stuff. And that's fun. It's definitely a good time to do that. I ride this bike to work pretty much every chance I get. Generally that's like a gravel path and on the street a little bit. But when you want to, you can take it into some, fairly legitimate like single track kind of stuff. And it's actually pretty fun. Keeps up just fine. Definitely is a little bit punishing, but it's a lot of fun. All right, and I thought maybe I'd just answer some questions maybe that you might have. Questions that I had before I bought the bike that really there weren't answers for. Starting with the battery, I know it's a big factor in these things. It's advertised as 16 amp hours, actually 15.6. And that's good for roughly 30 miles of throttle only. Maybe, I don't know, leave some comments. How about this? If this video gets 100 likes, I'll do a throttle only test and video that whole thing so you can see what that's like. And again, this battery is definitely broken in. It's got 1,000 miles on it. It's probably got maybe, I don't know, 50, 75, something like that, full charges on it. So it's been cycled, it's been broken in. So if you want 100 likes, and we'll do a full throttle only range test. But I'm guessing that's going to be good for 30, 35 if we're lucky, something like that. If you pedal, probably 45. So yeah, to kind of wrap it up here, I thought I'd kind of just go over like top speed. If you change the wheel diameter to the smallest setting, it'll inaccurately read at 21 miles per hour. But pull out your phone, pull up a GPS app or something like that, and I've hit 31 according to GPS, and I've used a couple different apps to back that up. You have to change the wheel diameter and to kind of trick the motor into thinking it's not going its top speed, and you'll actually squeeze a little more miles per hour out of it. So yeah, 31 has been my top speed on the thing, which is good for me. That's fast enough. 31 is plenty. All in all, really enjoy the Ariel Rider X class. Worth the $14.99. Really not much to complain about. The suspension's not the best, but it is there. Great for street riding. Not the best for off-roading, but capable of doing it, and just a ton of fun. Thanks for riding with the e-bike noob. We'll see you in the next one. If you liked the video, let me know. Leave some comments. If you have questions, please let me know. Glad to answer them. If you want to see more content, leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see. Thanks.